second story is the husband and wife passed divorce, and the ex-husband, or the ex-husband, burned down the house. And unfortunately, the story go in more detail because it's the mother that is talking.
Are you two together?
That's incredible. That was incredible. Good morning. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate you letting me know my microphone was off. Hello, my name is Joshua Beasy. I am the Unknown Prophet. I come here from 7 to 10 every day, Central Standard Time. I use my homemade deck, the 5 Paths Tarot. I use my intuitions to help you find the best possible path for you. But remember, no matter what I tell you here today, you have the right and responsibility to go live the life you want to live. So go live the best day ever starting today. With that said, I do 2 different kinds of readings here. I do your standard past, present, and future. That's where you get the most minimal answers. Now I do something called the journey layout, where I take you on a journey down this wonderful path that I'm going to show you on the screen right now. So I take you down these different paths. There are choices and decisions to make along the way. So it is an interactive tarot reading with you, okay? So if you would like this, this is where you get the most in-depth answers. So if you want more answers, please ask for the 5. If you want 3, you can ask me any questions you guys want to. But remember, I'm here to help you find the best possible path for you. So I'm here to help you, guide you to the path you need to be on. If you want to ask me questions about love, life, everything else that could be coming for you, I will tell you the best possible answers that I can give you. I am not an expert at life. I have made my fair share of mistakes. I have had a lot of different things that have happened to me in my life. I think because of my experience and everything that I've gone through, and because I became a healthier person and I'm a more positive person now, and that I've done all the work I need to do for self. This is my life mission. I wanted to come here today to do some kind of giving back to the world, because this is what I feel like I'm here to do in this world. And before I leave this world, I just want to say I tried to help as many people as I could when I was here. And Now let me get that lung back. There. That was something. That'll wake you up in the morning. I lost a lung. So if you guys would like that, please let me know in the chat what kind of reading you would like. And you can ask me for my 3-card reading or my 5-card reading. That's the one that's showing on the screen right now. Otherwise, we just chat, chill, have a nice safe space here. We can talk about life and everything that's going on. And I just saw that I had a couple people pop in here. Hello, Cupcake, and hello, Jamie. Welcome on in. I just saw you guys popping in real quick there. Thank you for coming and showing me some love. Hey, I would really appreciate that dollar if you can give me the dollar, but that's not why I'm here. I don't want your last dollar. I don't want you to spend money you don't have. I want you to come here and get the guidance and into. Okay, I'm having issues today, obviously, but that happens every time. So sometimes I have a little bit of a reflex in there that kind of gets me going and stuff like that. But it's important for you guys to realize that I genuinely I want to help you find the best possible path, and I'm trying to help you guys do that. I'm a little bit of a life coach. I'm a medium and a psychic. I do get intuitional thoughts and feelings from time to time, and I will take a break every once in a while for a restroom breaks or something like that. But we're here for 3 hours. Usually I do readings. So just kind of letting you know a little bit about me. All right, that's me. Let's get some nice soft music going here. And I just want to say, so it is wonderful to see you guys all here today on this beautiful Wednesday morning. I hope that your Wednesday is going very well today. I got something to drink. That's what happened. I kind of swallowed a little bit wrong. I can tell you, what I can tell you is I can tell you what kind of an outcome may be coming for you, but it won't tell me like how much or anything like that. It'll tell. This is kind of a readings to help you kind of figure out what you need within your life. But like I said, I'm not able to always see those kind of things all of the time because right now I'm in the middle of trying to wait for my thing too. I'm trying to get Social Security disability because I have some chronic pain issues. I have some depression and anxieties, some other multitudes of medical issues that I have going on with me. So I'm trying to get Social Security and I'm waiting for my answer to tell me if I'm going to be accepted or not. So sometimes, you know, I do that and I get very excited sometimes and I share a lot of my energy sometimes. So don't worry, it's a part of it. I'm just trying, like I said there, but I can sure try to help you in any way I can. You let me know what kind of answers you want me to give you, and I will tell you what comes out in my intuitions. I always tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me, all the gods that I believe in. So, and I am very blunt at times. So if that's not something that you are looking for here, you go to those places where you can spend the $20, go get your entertainment for the night. But this is something I'm actually trying to help people. So if I can divine that answer for you, Jamie, I will sure try. But I don't want to make promises because I only tell you what my cards and what my intuitions tell me that I need to tell you today. So if you would like that, we can get you a small past, present, future reading, or we can get you on the journey layout, whatever way you would like to go, Jamie. You let me know and we will work from there. Okay, we'll do a past, present, and future reading for you then, Jamie. And what I do need to do, since I can't hand you cards here, I need you to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle for you. So 1 through 10, how many times would you like me to shuffle the deck? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now I want you to kind of think within your mind, get an idea of what you actually want to know, and then tell me a number 1 through 52 where your answer is in the deck. So take some time to really think about what you truly want to know the answers of, and then tell me that number, and then I will let you know what my cards say and what I feel. Okay, give me a second. I count that many cards out for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, let me put this down just a little bit so you can actually see. Darn it, I lost count now. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, had 8 cards to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have the 8th card is where your answer is. Past, present will kind of let you know what's going on a little bit within this last week. Present will kind of let you know what's coming up right now. Future will be kind of what's coming for you. And I do pull you a destiny card, which kind of lets you know about the situation. And I do a qualifying card on the future should I need that. Okay, that's a little bit. All righty. So here is what I'm divining for you today, Jamie, and welcome in. Okay, so you have my hard path card. Now, this card usually pops up in your past when you have been doing a lot of overcoming adversity within your life a lot. You're very goal oriented, trying to get to your goals as quickly as possible. So you're trying to make everything go in that motion the way you want. Because the hard path is all about one thing: overcoming obstacles, trying to get to your goal very, very quickly. But once you reach the end of your goal, you kind of have to take a nice long break because you spend so much energy trying to overcome those obstacles. It takes a little bit longer for those things to kind of happen. So the hard path is not necessarily that this is kind of the situation you've been kind of going through right now where you kind of feel like you have to be a little bit more determined on top of it. So you're kind of making sure all the checks and balances are a thing. You've got all of your stuff in order. The people that you've helped that are helping you with this are you're staying on task with them. You're making sure that that's something you're opening those lines of communication. So that's kind of what I'm feeling for you here in this card. Is it feels like you have to have maybe a little bit more be a little bit more demanding for answers from the people who are helping you with this settlement, because I think that maybe there's a communication breakdown. They might need some more information or something to kind of get that final little bit of those final little check marks checked. So kind of check back with them again, make sure there's not something that you're missing there, because sometimes when we get so busy trying and so focused with things, we miss things sometimes. So what's going on presently? Well, right now you have my decay card. Now my decay card is all about one thing. You have to let this old life go that you've been hanging on to for quite a long time. Everything has to happen in a natural progression. When you think of life, death, and rebirth, there has to be that moment where you let this thing start to die. So reasonable expectations are telling me right now on this here is that there's a lot of this old stuff that is going to be ending, so a new beginning can start again. But you have to kind of, like I said, finish up some of the old stuff that's kind of coming right now. And it might be that there's some things that you kind of have to maybe give up a little bit on. Maybe you have to be a little bit more flexible in what you actually want. And I think it's very important that you have a very clear communication, because decay is all about one thing. You're allowing this to happen in its right timing, because when that is coming, you think about how things don't instantly go back to dust. It takes some time for things to happen. So even though it might feel like it's taking long, the longer it takes, though, the more that thing, when it finally does come, it's going to be beneficial for you at the right time and right place. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. What's kind of coming for you in your future? Well, you got my weight path. My weight path is all about making the right choices and decisions for you in this moment. We all have this moment where we feel like we have to wait for the answers to come to us, or we're waiting for the answer to come, just like you are doing right now, Jamie. So what card is telling you is that there are choices and decisions that are starting to come in front of you that will start to make that will move you in the direction you want to go. So what you're doing right now is you have to carefully consider: is there something that I am that I need to start thinking about and deciding and becoming a little bit more honest with myself? Like me, I might not be disabled enough, so I might have to wait a little bit longer, because maybe the judge will see that I'm not disabled enough to be able to get these benefits, but I can't work, I can't do all these things. But I felt like at least this time I made my case, and at least I felt like my voice was heard. So if nothing else, at least I have that much going on for me. So, but this card is all about taking that time to make the right choices and decisions and thinking about what's going on, what you're asking me with your question that's going on, what's coming for you in that future, it seems like that it feels like maybe it's kind of the last little bits of paperwork to find out what's going to happen there, what's kind of going on there. So I kind of feel like that's kind of what's coming. But your destiny card is this molding card. And your molding, but the molding card is all about shaping it into what you want. So I want you to first believe that this is going to come to pass. Start believing that the thing you want to happen will happen. Put that law of attraction out there. If you want something to happen in this world and you want it to happen for you, start thinking and feeling about seeing that actually happening. Think about you winning, thinking about getting yourself a reasonable amount for what you have to have settled for you. Start putting that positive influences out there. The universe is going to hear you start that. You pray, whatever way you contact the divine, just let them know what you are, what your reasonable expectations are, because they're going to start molding your life into what it needs to be for you right now. And I kind of think that's kind of something going in the future. Since we need a little more qualifying answer because we got the weight card, and it seems like and this may be a warning, it may be something that, or maybe something that you need to reconsider. So something that I'm going to do a qualifying card on the future card because like I said, you got the choices and decisions, so I feel like you need this extra card here. Well, you got my depression card. Now, not don't think that this means that this is going to be a sad outcome, but it might not be exactly the way you most of the dreams that happened to me in life, I got all my expectations up so high that when I finally got the thing that I always wanted to have, it didn't meet my expectations. So I kind of think that you have to kind of prepare yourself for not getting exactly what you want, but enough of what you want. This is also saying that maybe there might be a little bit of disappointment involved. So I don't want to say that that couldn't happen, but it might not work out in your favor because this card is kind of saying, depending on a couple of things there, depending on, like I said, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a thing like that. So you might have to ask yourself, I'll let you know the whole story behind that in just a second. Okay. But it's honestly about you deciding that you don't want to live in that anymore. So no matter what happens, you have to start living the life you want to live and stop living it. This is just a stage of grief. So you might have to let go of that being in this depressive mood right now in order to start having this more positive stuff come your way. So stop thinking so negatively about it. Start thinking more positively about it and really get into communication with those people. Now, just like what you said right there, right? But you can get a disability lawyer. I have had two so far. Both of them did not do the job that they were supposed to do. The first lawyer I didn't even say anything during my court case. I waited a whole 6 months for a no answer, and I felt like I wasn't represented correctly. Then I've tried to do it every single year after that. I tried to have a disability advocate help me get everything ready and everything like that. That went to the wayside. So now I'm doing it on my own. I'm doing it without any kind of assistance now because now a lot of the lawyers out there won't take my case because I've tried too many times now that they don't feel that that I have a case right now. But like I said, and I'm not going to go over all of my medical issues and stuff like that. But if I could go back to work, I would go back to work in a heartbeat. I would go get a job. I would go get a full-time job. But I can't with my chronic pain and my back pain and how much I can lift and how much I can sit up and stand today. This is pretty much all the sitting up and standing I do all day. After this, I pretty much go lay in bed most of the day, except for getting up to do your local, make a little bit of lunch, go to the restroom. I spend most of my day in bed because that's how much my pain can get sometimes. I don't want to say that it doesn't. I would prepare yourself for not maybe not getting the answer you want, but that's kind of what I'm feeling. That it might not be exactly what you expect it to be. So even if it is, you do win, it might not be as much or something like that. That's what I'm getting there. The last little bit of intuitions for you, though. I think you really need to contact your lawyer or whoever you've got helping you with this and kind of check up to make sure they're doing the job that you need them to be doing, because I think you need to kind of hold them to account a little bit. I hope that helps you today, Jamie. And I'm sorry that might sound like not the thing you hear, but like I said, I don't do the frivolity tell you what you want to hear kind of readings here. I tell you what I feel my intuitions tell me I have to tell you today. Well, and then if they won't talk to you, you've hired them to do the job. That's what they're hired to do. If they're not talking to you and communicating with you about what's going on, then how are you supposed to be? You're their boss. Okay. So make sure you stand up for yourself and get those things and make sure you hold them to account and make them, like, we want all of our politicians to hold them accountable for what they say they're going to do, hold them to account. Because if they're not doing a good enough job as a lawyer, you know, you can, unless they're one of those, I'm not going to pay you if you lose kind of a deal. Depending on your situation during a class lawsuit and how much whatever is going on with that. Jamie, one thing about class lawsuits you have to understand is depending on what happened to you, how much of a degree that you were, whatever happened to you, how much of a degree, like I'm a part of a CPAP class action. One of my CPAPs that I got when I first got my CPAP could have caused the kidney disease that I have, some of the disabilities that I have, could have been caused by a machine that I have. Now I've been waiting for 10 years for this thing to be settled. Okay. So sometimes class actions take a long time, but when I started diving into it and making myself being more responsible, staying in contact with those lawyers and saying, "Hey, here's my mitigating circumstances. I want you to understand that because if you're part of a class action, that's different than just hiring a lawyer." Because now you're with a group of people, they have to get all of that information together in order for you to when that's settled with everybody. And remember, there's a big pile of people in there in that mix. So when you get the check for small amount that you thought you would get this big amount, remember there was a bunch of other people who might have had more, like someone died from it or whatever. They're going to give those people a little bit more money than they're going to get someone who's still, trying to learn how to survive in this. So that's my best advice for you, Jamie. And like you just told me, go talk to another lawyer about it. Go talk to someone who can be a different lawyer. Just get some free advice. Say I'm part of a class action. What else can I do to help this thing go my way? I wish you the best, though, Jamie. And hello, Jess. Welcome on in. How are you doing, my brother? Good. Good to hear. Uh, you know, Jess is one of my moderators on Twitch, so he kind of helps me out when he's here every once in a while. He's an awesome dude. He's been helping me grow my channel and making me help me be a little bit more better and getting some support from people like him have been making all the difference in the world. You know, me deciding to finally do tarot readings or readings for basically a living. I'm not trying to earn the buck though. I'm trying to earn spiritual bucks. I would love to be able to look into my account one day and see a giant amount too. But if I do it for money, then I feel like I don't have that connection with spirit. I need to give you the information you need to hear. You know, and that's the most important thing, guys. Is that when we have these intuitional things that come into our lives, we genuinely have our own intuitions. Trust your guys' guts instincts. If your gut is telling you something is wrong, then something probably is wrong. At least do your due diligence and check that out. You know, no, one thing, after this judge, I have to give it at least 6 to 8 weeks for a judge to go back and review my medical file, look at everything that I've done up to this point. I had reduced my hours. I've done everything that I could do, you know, to state my case. When I first decided to call it, I noticed my chronic pain was getting bad. I had to reduce my hours from full time to part time and stuff like that. So, you know, and class actions are really, really kind of funny there, Jamie. They can go a lot of different ways, but um, you know, who knows what that could be in the end. I'm not going to get into the personals of it because that's your business, not my business. But just do your double check on that. Anybody else out there? I don't think anybody else asked for a reading yet. So, but Things have been going good though. Trying to, like I said, yesterday was the last couple of days I've been reading like a madman. Pretty much had uh, a reading. I don't even think they're in here, but I'll check. Cody, are you in here? Cody, are you in here? Yeah, I think that was an old name from yesterday. So there's no one in the queue right now, Jess. All right. What kind of a reading do you need, my brother? Let me do a cleansing shuffle for you here. Okay. All right. How many times do you want me to shuffle the deck for you? And let me take this off here so we can get the full screen now for a while. Okay. How many times do you want me to shuffle the deck? I got you. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick your number. 1 through 52. That's where your journey begins, Jess. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we got your 13th card here. We'll see what they got to tell you today there, Jess. Jeez. All right, here is your reading for today, Jess. So I am mentally not as well as I could be, but physically fine. I understand that. I understand that. I do that. I have those days too. All right. So your past path. It's reasonable, but that's kind of why you're getting this card right here, Jess, because you're at war with yourself about those two different aspects. You have to really decide if you are going to accept life as it is, keep doing what you're doing as it is right now, and be okay with that, or are you going to put down those swords and accept that you have to be able to say to yourself, in order for me to get a job that has more benefits, something that you can do and be able to have a lot more things that could be more beneficial. I know it's great working with who you're working with currently, and but still, in order for you to able to move that ball rolling forward, you have to be able to put down that old battle and stop worrying with yourself about it. You either have to decide, yes, I'm going to do this, or no, I'm not. Once you've made the choice, I am going to do this, then that's when the battle is you start to win the war. That's when you start to put that down. And that's the other thing. You don't have to, this time, you don't have to do that. Okay. You don't have to allow yourself to go back to the old battles, the old battlegrounds that you used to go down. Why not consider a career that can still give you benefits, but something that's not so physical, something that allows you to work within the abilities that you have to be able to do, and allows you to still be able to do something that adds value to not only yourself but to others and what you can do. So think about all of the things that you've been doing up to this point that have been kind of like a goal or dream of yours. We don't have to go. Since I know a little bit more about your personal situation, I will say this, that I think what it's going to really take for you is I think maybe you need to get one of those online jobs that you can do from your home. No interacting with other people. You can stay right where you're at. You can take the breaks you need to take when you need to take them. So start thinking about something where you can do maybe some data entry for a change, or maybe you can do some other things where that could be something there where you could do something online that would be able to add that value that would still give you benefits. You can still be like an Amazon person who takes orders and makes sure those orders get filled and still earn a pretty good pay from at home. As long as you can pass the skills test and all the other things that come along with it, why not give that a try? Try something different for a change. Maybe you got to flip the script a little bit. Think about what those goals and dreams are going to get you to the next point. Then we have your weight path, and that is the Laramore's door. The Laramore's door is that wonderful thing I like to tell you. Just stop living in that gilded cage of yours, that cage that looks so wonderful and that looks so comfortable, so safe, the thing you're so used to being in. That is your gilded cage. If you want to be free of this cage and have the wherewithal to be able to do all the things you want in your life, you have to step out of the cage. You have to lock the door behind you and throw that key in so that you can start searching for the freedom that you need to have. So start thinking about what's going to make you feel the most freest in your life. Is there a goal? Is there a dream that you've always had that could fit into an online job like that? Could that be the freedom that you need, that has your own schedule, your own time, that gives you that? Or something like that. But it's definitely about you embracing that you have that freedom to go out there and explore things. Give it a little bit of a shot, see if it's something you would like to do. Doesn't necessarily mean you can't go back to what you were doing. You've got that as your safety net. You'll always have that as your safety net. But if you want to start working out and trying it out there, you can. Then we have your hard, your easy, or your unseen path next. So start marking those mines and digging them up and getting them disarmed. So your unseen path. You have my Ignite card. It's time to strike that match while it's hot. Remember, in order to ignite something, it takes pressure, it takes speed, it takes something. You have to strike that against the grain in order for that light to start going on. So you might have to do something that might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but you have to remember that you're igniting that fire that you want, that you're igniting that flame that you want. That does take a little bit of pressure, a little bit of that stuff that's going on within you that little resistance is what helps you gets that going. So start thinking about how I'm going to strike that match and be brilliant. Take that chance and saying, I can do this more than anything, because I think your unseen path is that you just have to choose to say, hey, even if it's a tiny bit uncomfortable for me to maybe think about this, striking that match is what's going to cause you to get into that job. That's going to be the thing that you're looking for next. Easy or hard next, my friend? All right. You know this card all too well, but you got my Dark Mirror card. This dark mirror that you are facing on this easy path right now is saying, hey, all of this unknown stuff, you don't know what is going to happen, all the stuff you're scared of happening in this dark mirror. If you don't start turning around and realizing that you can be that light that doesn't face the darkness anymore, that you start looking for a more positive light, things will never be a more positive light. The more you look into the dark, the more you don't see the light. So you have to start turning that whole situation around and start that mindset and start changing that mindset from one of that negativity black hole that you're so used to, and start thinking of one of positivity. What dreams and desires? What is the thing that is in the unknown I'm so afraid of? What could possibly go so wrong that would make my life any worse than it is right now? Well, unless you're going out there committing a crime or doing something that you shouldn't be doing in the first place, I think you're going to be just fine. But you have to start realizing that you're the light and you're the one in control of that light. The more you look at the light, the more the light comes into your life. Your hard path is telling you that you have the potential. You got my buds card. You have the potential to get exactly what you want. You just have to allow yourself to grow a little bit more. So maybe you have to take some personal responsibility for yourself and say, maybe I need to go past some of these things as much as I can. Maybe it's getting things adjusted correctly. Maybe it's getting into a spot where it feels comfortable, but you can still grow in it. So it's an opportunity where you can open up and allow these things to happen naturally so that you can start collecting those rains, so you can start collecting that sun, so you can start getting that wind and that pollen blown in the right directions. It's all about that hidden potential that you are allowing yourself to happen and realizing that you have the potential for this to happen. It's just you basically saying, damn it, I got to get off the pot and do it. No, that would be, just think of it, like I said, that's not necessarily true, because the hard path would be more along the lines of, hey, you already have the information you need, and if you just allowed what you already have within you, and think of all, do you think that the buds on a tree care whether or not they can do it or not? They just do it. Okay. They know that they're going to start in a spot where they're not going to be a completely formed thing yet. It takes some time for that to happen. But once they start opening up, that's when the real growth starts to happen again. And that's when once your leaves are fully out and they take in all of that stuff that you really, really need. And that if that's what you feel, maybe that's what you needed to go first before you're ready for that step, Jess. Do you want your home or leap next? And I think this is probably going to be a tiny bit confusing, but still at the same time, you have choices in front of you. You just have to grab in that jar and pick one. You have been contemplating these choices and decisions for a long time. You know what you're capable of. You know what you could and can't do in this world. You know what you're willing to put up with and what you're not willing to put up with. So why not grab one of the pretty marbles in the jar for a change and see how it's going to work? This is a recurring message in this thing here, because I'm really seeing it's kind of like saying, hey, if you're not willing to take the chance of getting hurt or getting disappointed, you're never gonna find the treasure. So maybe this jar is the gold nugget that gives you exactly what you need. But until you reach in that jar and take that leap of faith, you're never gonna get that. Then we have your home card. Just remember, don't overload yourself either. You don't need that's that hard path if you really want to go down that one of determination and stuff like that. But remember, that's a choice you make. Do if that's what you feel you need to do to live a better, happier life, then you are capable of it and can do that. Then work that within your schedule and make sure it is what you want this time. Stop following everybody else's dreams. Start following your own dreams, because your home path is basically saying your unseen path is the answer. You have to ignite your own path. You have to ignite your own flame. Like you know very, very well, the unseen path is maybe a little bit of the easy, a little bit of the hard, but definitely one you carve yourself. It's that one thing you've always known you could do that you just haven't been able to say, I can go do that yet. So, and getting to the end of that journey is all that it's going to be. It might not happen tomorrow, it might not happen today, but you are going to get there. Remember, it's one you carve yourself. So you don't necessarily know where the end of this journey is, but you do know that it is going to be one of beneficial because it's something you haven't thought of before. That might be the thing that fulfills you the most. And then your Wandering path card. I'm not done yet. Your wandering path card. All right. And that's this depression card. I think there's something that you have to still finish with the grieving process. There's something you still have to let go of that you aren't still letting go of. I think you have to let go of this idea that you have in your head that you are going to fail and stop thinking to yourself that this is always, you're always going to be a failure, that you're not going to be able to do that, you know, because the thing that crushes you the most, the thing that gets to you the most is that fear of not being a success. The only one who determines who's a success or not is you. Yes, if you want to go by what society says, well then go play the lottery, my friend. Maybe you win enough money to become rich and famous, okay? But if you want a real conducive life where you get to be a participation person, you have to let go of that thing that you that that one thing that you have to get over in order for you to really get into this thing that will make you better. In order for that new future to happen, you have to finish those stages of the grief. So stop being stuck in the depression. Start moving on your way towards acceptance. Start, maybe even give yourself a little bit of anger. Maybe you need to give yourself a little bit of something else. you know but it's important for you to start finishing up those stages of grief, of the things that you no longer want in your life anymore. Once you start going through those processes and you feel a little bit better about what's going on inside, that's when you're going to be able to figure those out a little bit better. And like I always tell you, especially you, Jess, with but only you get to decide. You have to go through all the stages. You can't skip a step. You can't skip a step of grief. If you skip a step of grief, you're doomed to go back through it all over again. You know, and then once you get to that acceptance part, then you have to be willing to say, "I'm starting a new life and move forward." If you start digging that grave back up and start climbing back into that coffin where you just got done burying it, well, what was the point? Do you need that extra card on any of the extra paths today, Jess? Good. I don't think you do, but just double check her. I didn't think so. All right, so we got the next person in line here. I believe. All right, explicit cupcake. Give me a second to do a cleansing shuffle with these cards real quick and start thinking about the kind of reading you want. You want a past, present, future three, or do you want my 5 card reading just like I gave Jess there? So you let me know what kind of a reading you would like today. And oh yeah, I don't know how to pronounce your say, but if you want to be after explicit, you can be after, and I will answer that question as best as I can after explicit, after cupcakes. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. I have reader's mind. Don't worry about it. You don't have to tell me. I know your spirit. That's all I need to know. How many times do you want me to shuffle the deck for you now? 1 through 10. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Hello. Welcome in from YouTube. All right. And now pick your number 1 through 52, and that's where your journey begins. I'm doing very well. Give me a second to count 39 cards out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and then 39th time. I have 84 cards in my deck. I pick 1 through 52 to give you, not so you have to pick all of the cards and just get to the end. That's how I keep it a more of a random choice there, Charlie. All right, on to you though. We're gonna give. I'm in the mode for doing this cupcakes reading right now, so all the other questions will go to the next spot when I am ready for that. You'll have to wait in line. I have to finish up with her, and then I've got um, Raya from Facebook wanted a possible reading, so you're third in line. Okay. All right. So, oh, and you've been here before, so I don't need to explain the layout to you. So, your past path is all a bit about preparing yourself for what is coming. Remember, all the stuff that you have had happen to you up to this point has been about preparing that soup that you want to make with your life. So, all of those ingredients that made up who you are as of today, that was all of the things that have happened to you up to this point. That's what you were starting to cook. That's when you started to finally decide that you wanted to add certain things back into your life. Maybe you had to clear out the old soup in order to start a new soup within yourself. So you had to start thinking about the preparation and the ingredients that you want to go back into it. Some of those things that have been in your past might have worked out really good. You're following the recipe again. But remember, if you want something to change, if you want that flavor to be a little bit better, you might want to add a little bit more seasoning this time. Or maybe you want to add a little bit of something, that zest for life. Maybe you want to add a little bit more confidence, a little bit more determination. Maybe you need to add, come to terms with some of those things that you have yet to deal with in order and decide what doesn't go back into the pot so that you can start working towards becoming that person you want to be in the future. And then in your waiting card, you have my grand elder card. Okay, my grand elder card is all about one thing. It's about having the wisdom that you know after of living a good, long, healthier life. You've lived up to a point, you've gained the wisdom, you've gained some knowledge, you kind of know how you work, how your life works best for you, how everything works in tandem. But we can become stagnant too. Even trees that get to a ripe old age can someday start to decay and die inside because their roots don't get to be the, all the nutrients that it needs. So you have to remember that. Please forgive me. I have acid reflux, so when you see me do that, that's me trying to stop the acid reflux from coming up, kind of a thing. So, so don't be concerned, guys. It just happens every once in a while. So, but it's all about you understanding that you have the knowledge that you need in order to make a better choice and decision going forward. Now it's your responsibility to say, "Hey, I've reached the maturity level. I know the answers here. I just have to be able to say now, maybe it's time to share my wisdom with others. Maybe there's something I can impart to somebody else that will not only fulfill me in a lot of ways, but help somebody else fulfill themselves. So maybe this is a choice and decision you need to think about taking. Would you like to go down your easy, your hard, or your unseen path first there? All right, so your unseen path. So what you need to do with that unseen path, it's time to start building up those walls. I think we've talked about this once before, if I remember correctly. We had to set that new foundation down, that one foundation that we had to start and clear that new path. But now we have to start building on top of that foundation. What other things are going to be more beneficial to your life? Do you need to get a job that you love to do for a Shane? Maybe you need to go out and find that relationship that's truly going to be one that's going to be communicative, open, and honest thing. Whatever you feel you want to add into your life that's not only going to keep you feel safe, secure, and protected, but it's going to allow you to be able to live within yourself so you can go out into the world and experiment and try things. Then then you always have some place you can come back to that you're going to feel safe and secure at, that you're going to allow yourself to do. But it's time to start building those attributes that you want to back into your life. Start being a little bit more picky about the things you want in your life and what blocks really match up with that foundation. What's going to strengthen that foundation to make me a better life, a better person, a better thing that I'm working on right now. In order for me to start building up that home that I want within myself, I have to start doing some of that work. I have to start thinking about maybe doing some of those building exercises within myself. Would you like your hard or your easy next? So you have my being card. My being card means that you are tired of just existing. You have been punched through to the other side and become. Remember, when you are being born, birth is a very difficult process. It is not an easy process. Remember, first, there's a person who has to help you get to this point first to be birthed. That you have to be able to become that being that you want to become. Just like when we're in that labor moment, that's all the stuff that keeps happening to you that you don't think you're going to need. But without that stuff happening to you, the children, any child, any baby will not grow up to be big and strong because it's because of that struggle that they went through during that first moments of life that allowed them to breathe that fresh air back into their very being. And it's time for you to stop just saying, I'm going to sit there and exist. Now I need to become the person I want to be. I have to be that person. I like to say this. Imagine you are the person that you want to be. Okay? Right now. Start thinking about that every day. Then the world will start opening up the doors to how to get to that till you believe. Fake it until you make it is a real thing, guys. Know, but you know, but why not believe it? Why not instead of saying fake it till you make it, why don't you make it while you make it? You know, become that person you want to be. Then we have your easy path, right? And that is the sapling card. That means that you're born, you're out in the universe, you're finally growing, you're putting out those new leaves, that new experiences into your life right now. You're drawing in all the things that are going to help you become a more growing person. You're learning, you're taking those first steps, you're taking those first moments of becoming a more independent person yet again. Now you have to realize that there's still much more growth to go and it takes some time. So give yourself some time to adjust to the life that you want to be living because even after living one life a certain way, it takes a while for you to finally get it. Have you ever heard it takes 6 months to change anything in your life? Well, most of the times it does, and sometimes it doesn't. If you really want to make a monumental change and you decide you're just going to go do it, you're going to go do it. Okay, but in order for that to become something that becomes more ingrained in your life, it takes a little bit of time. So give yourself permission to let that happen. Would you like your home card first or your leap of faith card next? So, what is your home card telling you? You have my receiving card. It is time for you to stop taking the gifts that you no longer want in your life. Stop opening the presents that aren't serving you anymore. Even gifts that are done out of love, that are done out of respect, that are done out of caring. Sometimes, even those, when we get the same ugly sweater over and over and over again, we have to tell grandma, please stop giving me more sweaters. Okay? Can you give me a cash card instead so I can go buy the purse I want or the other item I want? It's opening your hands and allowing yourself to receive only the gifts that which you want to receive. That includes gifts from people's spirit. That's including from the gifts from people who just give you their opinion or their time. That's a gift. Whether you want to take that within yourself and open that present or not, that's up to you. But you have to allow those gifts to come into you, and then you have to decide what dream that you really want to follow. The blue sphere in the center of the circle is you following that dream that allows you to open up the present. So when you get, even though you've opened the big present and it turned out to be the big teddy bear instead of the big thing you wanted instead, okay, but remember, these were given to you out of love. You still can use them and give them. Hey, if they're not working out for you, start giving them away to people that might be able to use them more, or start giving away those things that are no longer serving you and start taking only the gifts that you need. Because your leap of faith card is basically saying, stop being so locked in your ways. This ice card is basically saying you're kind of stuck in your ways. In order for you to break free of this ice, you have to do one of two things. You have to warm yourself up and start to melt, or you have to start grabbing that hammer and smashing that ice so you can break it up enough so that you can start moving it forward. Overcoming your fears of feeling like you can't do this is what's keeping you from living a more healthier, brilliant life. Because this ice is basically saying, the reason I feel so cold, the reason I don't feel like I can move right now, reason I do all of this is because I'm literally doing it to myself. It's my own fear and my own things that are getting in my way that are not allowing me to live a more happier life. So I have to kind of say to myself, so let's break up the old patterns now. Let's start melting and start warming ourselves up to the possibility of the positive for a change. And then we have your path not, then we have your wandering path card or path not taking card, whichever way you want to take it. Okay. And it is basically saying it is time for you to start getting in the car and driving to your location. You've kind of been spending a little bit of time. Good morning, Des Gaming. This is my tarot reading stream, so welcome on in. Um, so he was a gamer helping me with a lot of other things the other day, but now I'm doing tarot readings right now this morning. So we were doing some game stuff the other day. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to interrupt your reading there, Cupcake. But it's about you getting into that car and driving to the place. Yes, you have to obey the speed limits. There are rules on the highway of life, just like there are rules in real life. Okay. But you get to decide where you're driving to. You get to decide if you brought your friend with you, if you brought your snacks, if you brought that cool CD collection that you wanted to play. But it's about you finally taking a more forward motion approach. Stop waiting. Stop walking to the end of the trail. Start seeing if you can drive. Start driving to your location. That takes less energy for you to do. If you're walking, it spends more energy. Now you're going to be driving. It's not going to be so hard, and you're still going to get forward progression. But you're still going to be able to go in a pace and way you want. Think of it like the road, like the long road trip of life that you're on, and you're just trying to get to that next stage. Hello, everybody from YouTube and Facebook and everything. I really appreciate you guys. I'm in the middle of a reading right now. I will get to you as soon as I can, so please be patient. I will. I have 3 readings in the queue right now. Hello, Charlie. Hello, Ajun. Hello, Des Gamings. Hi, Red. Welcome on in. There are all my highs for you today. But the last little thing I want to kind of tell you, Cupcake, is this: is that when I look at your reading, it's basically about you basically taking better control of your life and saying, I want to be this. Now I'm going to be this. You know, you have to take back the control because you have the wisdom. You can be the person you want to be because you prepared yourself. You're all ready for the growth that you want and receiving the gifts you want. But I think the only thing standing in your way is yourself, honestly, because you're going to be able to drive to that location. I hope that is your reading for today, Explicit. So thank you very much. I hope that you enjoyed that today and that helps you. Now, give me 1 second. I believe that we had Raya from Facebook. Are you still here in the chat? Raya? If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize. Calling Raya from Facebook. Are you still here? It's going really good. I've had a couple of beginning readings here this last hour, and about 3 so far. So things are going very, very well today. All right, I'm going to move on from Raya on Facebook to Charlie on YouTube. If you're still there, do you still would like a reading? Or Charlie, however you say your name, Charlie. Are you still here from YouTube? Okay, Charlie, one last call for you. One last call for you. All right, let's see. I just let me make sure to see where we're at. If you're on, I want to make sure that I get the queue all cleared from the last reading from that. And please allow me to catch up here. Okay, so there's no one on Twitch who needs a reading. So I think I am up to, since Des Gaming came in first, you will be first there. If you would like a reading this morning, I would be happy to give you a reading. Give me a second to do a cleansing shuffle for you here. I can't wait for June 3rd. Oops, almost had a jumper. Almost. I just want to let everybody know out there, if you come in and you want a reading, if you don't stick around when I call out your name, if I call your name out more than 3 times, I move on. I apologize if you have internet connections or other things, but sometimes I get busy in here, so I want to make sure I get to everyone as much as possible. Just jump back into the chat and let me know you still want a reading, and I'll get to you as soon as I'm done with the one I'm doing at the current moment. Thank you for your patience, guys. I really do appreciate that. That's how I give good readings for everybody here, because I want to make sure I get their energy for them that day. So, what kind of a reading do you need today, Dust Gaming? What does it call you for, gaming? Gaming? Do you want a simple past, present, future reading, or do you want like the destiny, the journey layout? Which kind of a reading would you like today? Gaming, are you still here? Okay, we'll do the journey reading then. Since you haven't been here before, and for anybody else who wants to know, this is how my journey layout works. Okay, guys. So I'm going to put this up on the screen so I can explain gaming and explain to everybody else. If you would like the journey layout, this is how my layout works. Okay, these are the paths that are in front of you. I take you on a journey. So there are choices and decisions you need to make during this reading in order to give you the reading that you need. Okay. First, I take you down your past path, all your victories and defeats that you have made up to this point, but you eventually have to turn around and face the future. You have to start moving forward. That's when I take you to your waiting path. Your waiting path is all about those choices and decisions that you need to start considering and making. Something that you might be thinking about making a choice depending on which kind of a path you want to go down next, which might be one of the next paths that I will explain to you. It's all about making a good choice and decision for yourself and taking that time too. But we can kind of get stuck waiting for those answers. So we eventually have to start moving along to one of the other paths. My hard path is all about you overcoming adversity to get to your goal as quickly as possible, but you have spent so much energy doing that, you need to take a little bit of a break afterwards. Sometimes we can kind of get stuck there though and don't continue on with the goal that we've already completed. Then we have my easy path. That's one step at a time, one little goal at a time. You don't get to your big goal very quickly, but you do get there. You don't spend up so much energy, so you take one more step at a time, and then maybe take a small break along the way. It may seem like it takes you a while to get there, but you have way more energy by the end of that journey. Then I take you down then I will take you down my unseen path. It's that one thing that's been right in front of your nose that whole time. It's been the thing that's screaming at you so much time, you don't see it anymore. It's a little bit of the easy, a little bit of the hard, but definitely one you carve yourself. You can't quite see where this one's going to end up though, so you have to kind of go on faith a little bit. Then we have my home path card, which tells you all about what's going on within yourself or what you need to expel from your life in order to feel better about yourself or your home environment. Then your leap of faith card is all about overcoming your fear, about taking that final taking that jump and deciding I'm ready to see where I'm going to land, because we know what we're jumping into. We're just not sure how we're going to land. And then my wandering path card is all about that one thing you might not have considered before, maybe something different for you to think about that might help with that. That is my journey layout, guys. If you want that, that's my 5 card reading. If you want my simple 3 card reading, that's what you have to let me know in the chat. Since Des, you want the journey, I want to ask you this question while I take a sip of water here and get my throat all nice and back to a little bit better. And I get excited, guys. That's when my voice gets kind of crackly sometimes, though. Because I'm. So, what I need from you is I need you to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle my deck for you, 1 through 10, gaming. Okay. And John, on YouTube, you are the next person in line, so please stick around. I will be there as soon as I'm done with gaming. You are next in line. One. Oh, let me take off the this old screen here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your journey begins. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the 15th card is your past path. Wait. Hard, easy, unseen. Yana. Although I need to take a small restroom break after gaming's reading, so just bear that in mind. I will be back here in a little bit. If you're still here, Jess, after I do that, will you please make sure you keep track of where I'm at when that happens? Let's get to your reading, though, gaming. Okay, so in your past path, what you've been working on is you have my inner oak card. What my inner oak card is all about one thing. You've been doing a lot of the inner work within yourself and deciding what priorities you want to put back in your life. Or as I like to say, putting the furniture back into the home. What kind of a furniture do you want? Has the old couch that no longer serves you need to go back out into the trash heap now so you can buy a new couch that is more comfortable? Even though that couch might be the most comfortable spot to sit in sometimes, it's hurting your back every day. So why stop getting in that joint? Okay. So that's kind of what you are starting to do. You're reaching a certain maturity level within yourself that you're starting to add those extra responsibilities that you feel that you're ready for. A lot of that inner work that you've been working on doing from that path has allowed you to become this person. So allowing yourself to move that new furniture in because you're starting this new path that's in front of you. Then we have your waiting path card. Okay, and your waiting path card is the willow card. Now, the willow card is a very special message. When I was a little boy, I had something that happened to me that made me want to run away. Okay, I ran into the cornfield. I got out all of my anger in the cornfield because what happened to me was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through. I was abused when I was a babysitter. Okay, abused from a babysitter, not when I was a babysitter. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I've never abused a child ever because of that happening to me. Honestly, you know, but what I had to realize is that after I expended all of that energy and got all that anger out because I didn't know what was being done to me was wrong, right? But the thing that happened to me after that was the most important part of my life because I went up to this hill where I saw this giant willow tree on the top of the hill. On I fell asleep underneath this willow tree and I had a very special dream that kind of told me about what good things are going to be coming to me into my future. But the thing I heard the most was spirit or God or whatever guides were talking to me telling me it's going to be okay. That you have to realize that life is going to be okay. Even though this bad thing has happened to you, you're still going to be okay. We're going to watch your back. We're going to take care of you. So your spirit guides and your spirit angels are probably looking out for you right now. There might be a special dream coming for you tonight that might be able to give you some insight into your world. But it was about me accepting that I had the choice to choose my own destiny for a change. That I had to realize that I could be okay next, that tomorrow could be better. And that's what I had to work on next. Now you can go down your easy path, your hard path, or your unseen path first. Which path would you like to go down next? So, what do you need to do about overcoming some adversity to get to your goal? You need to remember that you have to become the light again within yourself, that you have to start shining within yourself that brightness. Remember, sometimes when you become a positive person and you start doing better things for yourself, you start to blind the people who have been getting in your way or causing you not to see the beautiful person you are. You become so bright, like a mother's glow. You start feeling it, you start believing in it, you start becoming it. You allow that light to start shining within you. And sometimes it might be hard for you to realize that you have that power. You have always had that power. Now, now you have to realize that you are the light and you have to shine as brightly as you want, not what everybody else wants you to shine as. And now we get to go down your easy or your unseen path next. Okay, so your unseen path, right? Your unseen path is the Stoke card. This means that it is time to start putting those extra logs onto the fire. These are the things that you think you can handle that might be a little bit more to your benefit. Think of it like if you are cold in the dead of winter and you have to add that extra log onto the fire to make sure you stay warm and safe, start thinking about things that you would like to add into your life that will help you be one of warmth, one of comfort, one that gets to be around that fire. You have to start stoking up that fire that's inside of yourself so that you have all the energy that you need to start achieving those goals and dreams and wishes that you need to have. But you get to choose when to add those logs. You get to choose when they're appropriate to come into your life. It's about that choice and taking it and saying, I'm going to take responsibility and say, I want to add this to my life. I'm going to allow this to burn and keep me warm for a while, but I know eventually I'm going to have to add another log, right? So it's all about you building up that personal belief system and believing in yourself and getting yourself ready, getting yourself all of that beautiful positive energy all stoked up so that the fire will last you the whole night. Then we have your easy path. Your easy path is kind of cool because you have my feed card. Now, my feed card is this: it is time for you to start to enjoy every little morsel of life. Think of it like the best meal you've ever had. And I want you to start tasting every last little flavor, enjoying every last little morsel as if it was the best flavorful meal you've ever had. The thing that it brings out the goosebumps in you. It brings out the shivers in you because things are going so well. It's about you taking into yourself and consuming that which is going to bring you some more joy. By savoring the flavors of life, you're going to enjoy all the moments as they come to you. So enjoying everything as it comes, enjoying that strawberry, and instead of just popping it in your mouth and being done with it, savoring that strawberry, putting it in your mouth and letting it roll in there, getting that flavorful sweetness, that beautiful flavor of that strawberry into your life, allowing it to become that nutrient thing that's going to keep you going and driving better. So it's about giving back to yourself a little bit more of what you need back for only you. So you need to give more back to yourself and less to others. All right, now we have your home card next or your leap of faith card next. And you can just say leap or home. Your next card is your leap card or your home card? Which card do you want next? Okay, so what do you need to do to bring some more peace within yourself? You have to start thinking. We all have these projects or things that we've kind of put on the back burner for a long time, right? But we keep these fires raging because someday we think we're going to be able to get back to them. What we have to realize is we have to extinguish some of those old flames that are no longer serving us any purposes. Those old things that we used to stock the firearm of ourselves are no longer serving us any purpose. The coals have gone out. We have to make sure we extinguish that so that when we move to our new place and start a brand new fire, that we have not left something that can come back and burn us again. Okay, so it's all about you accepting that there are still some things out there that you have to finish up and say, I need to move on from this. I need to extinguish this. This needs to not be a part of my life anymore. I need to put this fire out so that I can concentrate on the fire that's in front of me, the thing that I need to be doing now. So one project at a time. Stop trying to take on many projects all at once. Then we have your leap of faith card, which is interesting because you have the Rainier card, and that's my brother's card. Now, my brother, just like a lot of us in life, didn't always do everything right in our past. In fact, he took the road that I almost took when I was little, but because I wanted to be the hero and I decided not to give in to what happened to me when I was little, I decided that I wanted to do that. My brother wasn't so fortunate because of what happened to him. He made some bad choices in his life. But the thing that he had to learn was he didn't let that define him. He did it once. He went and paid the price for that. He went and got the help that he needed and started going into counseling and things so he would never be able to do it again. But while he was in that place that he didn't want to be, this is about the situation that you don't want to be in right now. He had to realize that the freedom that he wanted the most was the ability to take in that fresh of breath of life back into his lungs, to feel that rain back down on him again, to know that he has that freedom to make a more positive choices and decisions. He turned his life around and become more of a positive man now than he was in his past. But it took him a while to get there. He had to take responsibility for what he had done, and then he had to turn his life around to make it what he wanted it to be. Now, he has done that. He is now living a happy life, but it's about you re-embracing that fresh air, that fresh rain again. Maybe you need to go back outside a little bit and take in the elements a little bit and allow yourself to kind of, you know, breathe in the world a little bit. Stop and smell the roses a little bit more because there might be a brother figure in your life that might be able to help you with overcoming something that you've been very afraid to get past. Or maybe there's someone in your just like me and my brother, we didn't always get along. Maybe we have to forgive each other for the past wrongs that we felt were done to each other and start just loving each other as family. That's what we had to learn to do. There might be a brother figure in your life that you kind of have to make up with a little bit. And then we have your wandering path card. Okay. And your wandering path card is my picture card. You are starting to get the big picture. You're starting to see all of those puzzle pieces that have finally come together to form the picture that is in front of you. Just like a jigsaw puzzle, once we put the last puzzle piece in, we finally understand what the whole picture is about. So you're allowing people to see more of you and feel more of who you are as a person. This picture is either done or not done yet, depending on you. Do you want to add color to this picture? Do you want to add any flourishes to it? Do you need to do any kind of self correction to this picture? You still get to decide what you represent out in the world. So you get to add those flourishes. So, what do I mean by flourishes? Your own personality, the things you like to do, the things you're passionate about are all the flourishes in the world. I'm a tarot reader. That's one of my flourishes. I'm a palm reader. That's one of my flourishes. I like to help people. That's one of my flourishes. So, it's all about what I want people to be able to come here and see. So that when they get the big picture, they see me, they also see the real me. That is your reading gaming. I hope you enjoyed that today. I hope that um, that helped you find some clarity today. Now, I do have to take a quick restroom break before I do anything actually. Well, that's kind of what that's kind of what my cards are designed to do. Now you get to go back and decide and make the choices that are right for you. I'm not going to crawl through the screen and live your life for you. Okay, as much as I would love the responsibility and playing God, I don't want that responsibility. They can have that. I don't need that. I want to let you know that these are the choices and decisions that might lead you to a better, happier life. Whether you decide to take them or not are completely up to you. I'm glad it helped. Now, give me one moment here. John from YouTube, you are first in line, and then after that, Sita, you are next in line after that. So he was from YouTube. I don't know if you're still here, but you are the next one up in line. If you are still here, please let it be known. I'm going to go to the restroom break. Jess, are you still here? Hey, gaming, will you play moderator for me for a little bit, just until I get back? If there's anyone, just let me know. And I will be right back for you. See that you will be next if I don't hear anything from that other person here when I get back. But I gotta go take a restroom break, or I'm going to be in issues. Just kind of keep track of where I'm at because I need to go to the restroom. Where's my game? Oh. Okay. Okay. Give me a second. John from YouTube, are you still here? Okay. I think I gave that person plenty of time. Remember, if you guys want a reading, you have to stick around. I am going to try to go. Yeah, I know they're under. That's why I didn't go on this morning and playing things this morning. So I already knew they were going to be doing that. Well, I'm back. Thank you very much for playing temporary moderator because I didn't know where Jess went to for that 5 moments. Maybe he had something he had to go do. Maybe he had to take a resting break. I don't know. So the next person in line was Sierra. You're up. Can I get a general reading about the prophecy I wrote? Well, if you have the prophecy, don't you know how that's going to work out for yourself? But I can sure give you a reading about what my intuitions tell you. I'd be happy to help you with that. Yep, she's the only one in line right now. Thank you, Jess. So, Sira, are you still there? Athena. Okay. What kind of a reading would you like today? Would you like your typical past present, or would you want the more journey layout one, the more answers? And I'm kind of getting a cigarette here a little bit. So, what kind of a reading do you require today? Okay, good. All right, give me a second here before I do that. Let me do a cleansing shuffle, and then I'm going to take a quick cigarette puff here, and then we will get to your reading. So that's I want you to think about what you want to know. I'm going to let my cards charge for a brief cigarette puff. Mr. Lucifer is looking out the window for us today. That's my kitty cat. Yes, I named him Lucifer. I named him that after the Netflix series. Don't get any ideas. Just because I'm wearing a star doesn't mean I believe in the devil. I kind of thought you'd understand, but it's more of the. I like to be respectful of people. You know, when they come in here, they're coming here for a reason, and but I do need to take my little breaks every now and again too. So, this morning I did something that I've been kind of had to follow my own advice a little bit. I had to kind of fill my own spiritual battery this morning, so I did a nice little light meditation before I came on. Got myself all ready, got myself all that energy up for today because I've been kind of drained the last couple of days after readings because I forgot to take some spiritual self-care of myself. So see, even I do it sometimes, guys. So, all right. And this is just tobacco, so don't get any funny ideas. This isn't the 420 stuff. You know how I survive for an entire half of a month when I run out of smoker sets? My neighbors decide that they smoke, and I've let them all know that they can leave their butts out, and I will come clean up their yards and stuff. If they leave it in one spot, I will make sure I clean up their butt. I take them back, I field strip them, and then I smoke the tobacco in my pipe. That way, I get around not having to pay for tobacco sometimes when I'm short of money, like I am right now. But that's okay. I'm a survivor, and I'm used to doing that, so no worries here. I get paid soon. It'll be a little bit hard for the next couple of weeks, but I'll be okay. And Billy from Facebook, I will get you a reading after I get Cedars done, okay? So please be patient, Billy. It's usually pretty much half the day on the maintenance of the EOS or whatever they're doing today. It took all day last time, so I wasn't able to play the game till the next day because they were spending so much time updating the game. So, okay, how many times would you like me to shuffle the deck for use, Athena? 1 through 10. It's okay, no worries, Billy. I understand. Like I said, if you can donate, good. It's fine. But if you can't donate, there are other ways to show me love. Okay. I don't need. I am surviving. I have money right now that everything that I need right now. I just don't have money for cigarettes. Oh, I'm good. I think I'll survive. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now pick a number 1 through 52 and really think about what you want to know, and tell me what number 1 through 52 where your journey begins. If you want a reading, please stay in the chat. It will take me some while to get to you, but I will eventually get to you. I had to type something on YouTube because they were leaving and weren't sticking around for the reading. So 44. Give me a second to count those out for you, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 40, and 4 more cards here. 1, 2, 3. 44th card is now on top. Excuse me. My nose itches. And let's get you. Well, that's interesting. Which one? This one. This one. This one. Okay. All right. And you understand the journey layout, right? So I don't need to explain it to you because I know you've been here before. I'm pretty sure you have. So, all right, good. I thought so, but all right. So your past path has all about you doing one thing. You have been deciding this prophecy that you were talking about. You've been forging that and getting the irons red hot for you start to. Okay. Well, like I said, I will let you know what my intuition's telling me. I'm always going to do that. But we start here in the past path. That's kind of what you're finishing up now. You've been getting your kiln nice and hot and ready for this new thing that you're about to forge into the future. Remember, you're starting to get into the process where you're heating that metal up so that the next step that you'll be doing is tempering that into the shape you want it to be. Now you have to get that forge and that metal right, nice and hot. So it's time to build up that belief in what you want to happen here. So all of that energy, all that stuff that's telling you that this is going to happen, if you believe in this energy and you keep this energy storing up and you're moving past this thing is going to help you move into the future because your past is going to help you define what you are now going to make. Remember, all that stuff that you had in your past, that's the fire that you are putting that personal self into that forge, that you are about to create this thing that you want to happen. And it's just going to take some time for that metal to heat up to get you ready so that you can strike while the iron's hot and temper that into the shape you want it to be. Then we have an interesting card because you've got a path card in the exact spot it's supposed to be. You got my weight path in my weight path. So what does that mean? Whenever you get a card within the exact same spot, it means this. It is time for you to stop sitting there waiting for things to just land in your lap. You've been waiting too long for the answers to come to you. It's time for you to make a personal choice and decision on this. How are you self-fulfilling this prophecy? How are you going to make this happen? And let me tell you something about prophecy, okay? When I was a little boy, I had a dream about all the things that were going to happen to me up to my point in life, a certain point in life. Every last thing happened in my life. Did it happen exactly the way I saw it in my head? Remember, prophecy is always subjectional to the environment in which you are in. So the more that you believe in that prophecy self-fulfilling, the more it's going to come to pass. So it's all about you taking those wiser, more careful decisions now, but you have to stop just waiting for the answer. You have to pick a path and start walking towards what you want it to be, because you've been waiting around too long for this just to happen to you. So you have to ask yourself, are you the one making this destiny happen, or is this happening to you? Now you get to go down your hard, your easy, or your unseen path. Which path do you want to go down next? Unseen, hard to grow the most. Unseen, then hard? Okay, I think that's what you mean. Is that what we mean? Easy for unseen first, then hard, then easy? Okay. Okay, gotcha. So your unseen path is this. You have to realize that you are the resilient dandelion of the world, that you can grow in the spot where there is the most smallest amount of fertilization, that you can grow the most that you want to grow, that you have to allow yourself to be able to grow even through the cracks of the concrete in order to. No, I didn't say deity. I said that you need that's that part of fertilization, that small piece of dirt that is in that ground where that seed is going to be planted and start to grow. Now you have to realize that you are becoming the beautiful flower that is going to be bloomed and noticed. So this thing is going to start coming to pass because you are going to start seeing it in the life starting to happen. It's going to grow out of that spot you don't expect it to grow in. So it's time to start realizing that you are a part of the process and that you are that resilient flower that is going to be able to stand up to that. Now, some people consider dandelions weeds. They're actually a very nutritional thing that you can have in a salad sometimes, as long as you get them at the right time of year. But that's what it's about. It's about right timing, picking it up at the right time to make sure it's going to be for your benefit in the future. Taking your spot and saying, hey, this is what I need to start doing with that. Then we have your hard path, right? And your hard path is this. You have to realize that this situation that is happening to you is the rain in this picture, not the sky. You are the sky. This prophecy is the sky in this picture, but what's happening to it is the rain that's kind of come down. What kind of it is it going to be? Is it going to be one of a light, happy rain where it's going to be nice and calm, be able to soak in the ground and get all those roots and all the things that you need, the nutrients that it needs for in order to happen? Or is it going to be the deluge? Is it going to be the hurricane that wipes everything off of the face of the earth? You have to remember that you are the sky in this picture, not the rain. Start thinking about what is emotionally driving you right now, because this is all about releasing emotions too and allowing those emotions to come out in a constructive way. So maybe the hard thing for you to do right now is take a little bit more reign and control over your personal emotions, and you have to allow those things to not only benefit you and be that life-giving rain, but also be that storm that you need when you need it. Then we have your hard path, which is cool. I mean, sorry, that was hard. I apologize, not easy. That was your hard path, not your easy path. Your easy path is interesting. See, so once in a while, I get the old brain farts too. That's that old, getting a little bit older mind to mind. But your easy path is this, the temper card. Now remember what your past path card was, that forge card, right? So the easier thing for you to do now is decide the kind of destiny you want to be, to start shaping it into what you want. Do you want it to be a destiny of protection? Do you want it to be the thing that defends and keeps people safe? Do you want it to be the cup that gets filled or emptied? Do you want it to be the fan that controls the way and the flow and the ebbs and flows of where it's going? You have to decide what kind of this prophecy that's about that you think is going to come to pass. It's all about how you are tempering that yourself into that mold that you want it to be. You get to decide. Remember, nothing happens with that out of creation that doesn't take. You have to destroy something to create something. So you're destroying the metal, but you're destroying the metal in a way that is making it stronger, that is making it a lot more powerful, that's putting it into the shape you want. This is how life happens. Change happens because you've tempered it down through the ages that you allow this thing to happen. And I really believe that this is the thing that you need to do the most right now is that you have to decide, are you choosing this destiny, or is this destiny being chosen for you? Is this prophecy something that is something you want to happen, or something you think is going to happen? It's decide. You are part of this journey. You're the one who had the prophecy, so you have to start thinking about what your part in this play is. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Okay, Itsy Queen, you get to do that once on my stream. If you do it two more times, I will have to ban you from Facebook. If people want to come and get a reading from you, they will come find you after stream, but this is their time. I ask you to please respect all those who are here today, and please let that be your only promotion right now. You have one more time, and then I will be blocking you because this is not the channel to be promoting your own tarot stream. If you want a reading for yourself, I'm happy to help you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I don't mind you guys promoting yourself here. Just remember to keep it to 1 to 2 posts, and then I ask you to please respect all those else who are here. Now, would you like your home card next, or do you want your Leap of Faith card next? Thank you for your patience, Athena. So what do you need to do with your Leap of Faith? You got a path card in the exact spot of one of these other paths. You have the easy path card in the Leap of Faith card. That means maybe the hardest thing for you to do is take one step at a time. That you like the instant result. You like that instant gratification. Maybe you have to start taking the path of a little bit slower rate. Maybe you have to start taking little by little and seeing it come to pass. One moment happens, that's another signpost. When you have another moment, another signpost is happening. Then you have to give yourself time to recover, and then allowing that thing to happen for you. It's all about you taking a path of less resistance now and allowing that fortitude to kind of go. Remember what your easy path was, right? That forging future that you needed to do, right? That tempering soul that you needed to. So maybe your leap of faith is realizing that you have to be the one who adds that extra pound onto that ground, to that anvil, to shape yourself into what you want to be. That might be the easier path for you to take. Then we have your home card, right? And I believe this will speak to you because I think it's going to be more about your deity and your, now I said deity, or your guides or personal deity of power, whatever. But you have my vine card, which is all about opening those lines of communication. I think if you want more of the answers that you are really seeking, you have to reopen yourself back up to opening those lines of communication with your guides, with your gods, with with your higher intuitions that are telling you the answers that you know. So open yourself up and get all the information that you need to make a good concrete decision and choice. Buying is all about allowing that communication to wind within those walls of foundation that you have set, the walls that you put up that kept you safe. Now you have to communicate effectively through your physical, your mental, and your spiritual self. And then we have your wandering path card, which means that you have to start doing this. This leaf card represents life, death, and rebirth. Just remember, a tree is always constantly growing, living, dying, and being born every single year. So you have to remember that you're going through the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, that you have to allow this old thing that you think you need in your life, these old leaves that are no longer serving you any purpose, need to blow off into the wind so the new leaves can grow. So in order for this to come to pass, in order for this to happen, you have to allow all of those old things that were keeping you from this happening in the first place. You have to let those go and become the fertilizer that will enrich the ground somewhere. So now the new buds will start to grow in its place so that now you can start taking in the energy you need to make this goal happen or this prophecy happen. One interesting thing that I'm getting for you is this, is I kind of feel like your guides have been saying, you You have the ability to start carving a destiny. You are a destiny weaver. You can carve your own destiny. The only thing that stops you from allowing this prophecy to come to pass is you. You are already getting all the information you need. They're just preparing you so that you're ready for it when it comes. That's all a prophecy is. You're waiting for that moment to come. You know it's going to become there and be a part of you, but it's going to also be one of these things where you actually have to start believing that. Give me a second. You know that you're ready for what's inside. Like you said in one of your previous posts. Remember, don't open Pandora's book. Don't last hope out. Okay, the last thing in Pandora's box is hope. You know why hope is kept safe in Pandora's box? So we never lose hope. That's why sometimes it's so hard to live a life with all these other ugly things that are in the world, because hope is sometimes the thing that hurts the most, because we hope that things are going to get better until we have the ability to say it will get better or will be what we want it to be. Once we make that our will and intent, that's when the universe starts answering back. That is your reading today, Athena. I hope that helps you and gives you some guidance today. One of the things I like to talk to you about prophecy, especially because I've had this happen to me, I do have prophetic thoughts and visions from time to time. Just remember that when you get these intuitional thoughts of things that are come to pass, remember everything has to happen exactly like you saw in that vision in order for it to come to pass. The second you know what a prophecy is, you change it, because you are now making new choices and decisions because you have more information to make better choices and decisions. And that's kind of what I want to say about prophecy. You always have to remember that there are a lot of other things out there that you can't control that might have to click into space that you might not have any control over, that have to happen in order for it to happen. So someone else's choice might affect your choice. Billy, are you still here? All right, Billy, let me do a cleansing shuffle for you. You're the last one in line, as much as I know that right now. So after that, our queue will be clear for after this. So we'll have a completely a free open thing after Billy. So 16. Okay. So when you say 16, what do you mean by 16? You want me to shuffle 16 times? Well, it's 1 through 10 for your shuffle, and then it's 1 through 52 for where your answers, and you have to tell me what kind of a reading you want. First, let's start with what kind of reading. You want a 5 card reading? Okay. How many times do you want me to shuffle the deck? 1 through 10. 6. You want a general 3 card reading or a general 5 card reading? I think we've had some issues with this before, that you keep telling me these numbers and not. I don't know if you have a lag on Facebook or something's not coming through on your end. So confirm what kind. Yes, you want 3? Yes. Okay, thank you. That's what I need to know. Now, how many times do you want me to shuffle my deck for you? 1 through 10. Shuffle 5 times. Got you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your answer is in my deck. Okay, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then the 16th card is the past, present, future, destiny card. Okay, so Billy. Okay, thank you. I think, like I said, I thought I remembered that your phone likes to lag a little bit sometimes. So please thank you for being patient with me. I try not to get frustrated, but sometimes when things aren't coming through the way that I want them to come through, it's kind of like my energies get all confused and the energies kind of get confused there a little bit. So, but here we go. Now that I've got that all set, let's sit back, relax, and we'll get you your reading for today. All right. So you've been setting up that foundation. Yet again, you have that new foundation laid. Remember to go back to the basics of who you are and what is going on right now in your life. This is the basic default setting of who you are. This is what makes you up the very bare essentials of who you are. What you add on to this after this point are the safety nets that come after that. Those walls that come after that are you making sure that yourself is safe and secure within what you are going out into the world. So you have your safe spot to go back to that should you go out into the universe and the universe decides not to be so kind to you, you at least have a place to come back to recoup so that you can go back out again. It's all about that foundation. You have to go back to that. And maybe this is something that you have to revisit again. Did you pour the right foundation for yourself? Are you putting down the thing that you want the most to happen in your life? What is it that is going to make up this situation happen better for you? And this is interesting because now what your waiting path or what your present path is the past path. Okay, that means there's something going on from your past that you still have yet to finish up. That you have to stop looking into the past for all of these answers that you think are going to help you out. They're not. They're only the memory. They're only that experience that you've been through up to this point. It's what helps you make a better choice now. You have to turn yourself around and start facing the future for the journey that you want ahead. That means starting to make different choices than start living in these old bad patterns. That's why this foundation doesn't seem to be working out with you. And that past that you have to deal with yet is still about you overcoming that and looking forward into the future. So start reconsidering that maybe there's a different path for you going forward, but you have to start facing that. I have to start living every day as if today was going to be my last day. Today is going to be my best day ever because I'm not going to allow it to be any other day than that. It's all about you allowing that. Well, that might have that. Congratulations and very much well done. I really say that that's a very well good accomplished. So keeping yourself and reminding yourself of all the tools that you use, maybe you need to revisit those to help you re-examine what you need to be doing now. Maybe you need to go back and get some more friends or people to give you some more advice because what your future is telling me is that you have the searching card. So that means that what I feel that you've been doing more than not often than not right now is you are like Prometheus pushing up that rock up that big old hill and you think you have to go through all of this in order to get past that up past that hill. What you have to realize is you have to step to the right or the left of this boulder and you have to let this all this crap that has been stopping you from completing the dreams and goals you want fall behind the ravine, smash into the ravine so that it can never get in your way again. So you can finish the walk up to the rest of the hill so you can finally see what's on top of the hill. At the top of the hill, while you've been searching for that, you get to that. You finally get to see the outcome of what you've been hoping for. So you are finally getting past that. So it's time to start getting past out of your own way, basically. Get to the top of that hill and realize what you see now below is the thing that is the town you are looking to go to next. Then we have your destiny card, right? Your destiny card is the bullets card. All the potential in the world to make better or positive growth, but you have to be the one who allows it to happen in its natural time. Buds take time to grow. They don't always just pop up. Even after the first rainfall of the first season, some of them will pop up very quickly. Some of them will take some time to pop up. But it's about the potential of what those are going to become. They're going to become those outliers that you allow all this information to come into you. Like the more sun you get from the sky, these are the positive rays that are coming into your life to help you keep motivated and working towards a better future. All this rain that has happened to you, maybe you're letting out those emotions, allowing yourself to grieve, allowing yourself to grow a little bit more on a daily basis, allowing those things go so that you can start feeding yourself the emotional stuff that you need as well. So taking care of your physical, your mental, and your spiritual self and allowing them to grow in a natural way. Stop forcing it to grow, start allowing it to grow. And that is your reading, Billy. And just like I want to reiterate one more time for Billy and anybody who's watching, I do appreciate if you want to donate to me, but please, I don't want your last dollar. I don't want it if you can't afford it. I'm here to give you spiritual guidance. That's just a nice way of saying thank you. If you can afford to do that, go ahead and donate to me. But I'm here to help people find the best possible path for them, not trying to earn money here. Okay, that's just a nice way of saying thank you. You want to show me a true thank you? Write me a review on my Facebook channel. Write me a review on my YouTube. Let people know how I'm doing for you. You want to show me love? Go follow and like any of my socials and show me the support that way. Share me out to your friends. Tell them, hey, this is where I got a really good reading that helped me with my life today. That's going to help me in the long run because the more people I get in here to come and get readings from, you know, the more I help people, the more I feel like I've done the job that I'm really here to do. This is my job. I'm not trying to earn millions of dollars trying to do this. I'm not. You know, if I want to earn $1 million, I'll go play the lottery like everyone else and hope for the best, just like everybody else. You're very welcome, Billy. I don't think we have anybody else left in the queue here, so I'm going to take a quick moment here. But you know what we need to do now before we do any more readings? And hello, I'm not a cop. Welcome on in from Twitch there. We need to have our tension breaking moment, and we need to have our moment of silly. So if you've been here before, you know what to do. But for those who might not have been here before, first we're going to get rid of all these things that we don't have and want within ourselves any longer. We're going to allow ourselves the ability to just scream it out and yell at it as much as we want to right now. We're going to gather up all the stuff that's bothering us inside, all the things that we think are stopping us from accomplishing our goals, accomplishing our dreams, from keeping us stuck in one spot, from allowing us to make these changes. And these are all the things that are stopping you from doing the things that you want to do, the things that are keeping you from living your best life ever. And we're just going to scream and holler them out. So do it with me, you and me. Here we go. Your moment of tension breaking moment. Ah! Now allow that to just exit you. And just like we have emptied the cup, now we need to fill that cup up with and replace what we don't want it to be filled in with. So now we're going to embrace our moment of silly. So for just this moment, I want you to pretend that you're 5 years old, you're a kid again, that you're going to just let out all this silliness and goofiness that you need to let in. It's time to laugh. It's time to smile. It's time to just giggle and get that joy back into our life. So here we go. Your moment of silly. And here we go. Don't I feel better? Moment of silly. We've emptied our cup and we filled our cup, people. Take that with you today. May that bring you some joy in your life. May you allow those moments to come and go. But we all need to have our moments here and there. Ooh, it's going to be a spicy one today. I gotta put some water on my head. There, I just baptized myself. Sometimes we take ourselves way too seriously. We think that everything's a big ass problem. We don't know how to solve it. We don't know how to get past it. Remember, folks, no matter what I've told you here today, you guys have the right and responsibility to go live the life you guys want to live. So go start living your best day ever starting today by simply saying today is going to be my best day ever. Then start living every day as if it was the last day because you never know. You're playing the greatest choose your own adventure game you could ever play. It's called life, people. It's not a trick. It's not a game. It is what you do while you're here. It's about the experience. Enjoy the experience and enjoy your ride. I was laughing so much my wife had to ask me if I was okay. And I had to say, moment to silly. Uh, there. A little bit of a refresh for me. Get me all nice and cleansed myself here, kind of dust off my own spiritualness there. I'm going to take a smoke break. At least what I have left in here. So I am here from 7 to 10 every day, guys. I do this to help people find the best possible path for them. I generally try to give everybody their reading in time. So make sure that if you are here and you want a reading, to please stay in the chat. And when I call upon you, if I don't hear from you after the third time I call you, I will move on to the next person. Okay? So just remember if that's something that you want. Okay. If you're on Twitch, all you have to do to let me know you want a reading is press exclamation point join. If you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, all you have to do is let me know in the chat, and I will try to get to you as quickly as I can, guys. Just remember, I'm human too. I don't always have all of the answers. I make mistakes. I've been through some stuff too. So remember that even though I'm here trying to give you the best intuitional advice that I can give, you still at the end of the day have to go live your lives for you. And as much as I would like to be able to say everyone's life is perfect by snapping my fingers and making the world a better place, it's up to each of us to make our worlds a better place every single day by doing what we can right now. That's all that we need to worry about. Yes, we have bills to pay. Yes, there are things to worry about in this world. We can't just live vicariously all the way like we're a free spirit all of the time. Sometimes we do have to act adult. But you know what? Most of our lives is just spent on trying to live the best possible life we can. We're all trying to be a little bit of a survivor. We're all trying to find purpose. We're all trying to find meaning. We're all trying to find an answer that fits right for us. That's what life is about. It's about us experiencing all the things along the way. So that's what we're here to do. That's why we came to Earth in the first place. That's why our God let us come here in the first place. So we could have the free will to make the good choices or the bad choices to experience the life that we're living right now. As much as we would like to say, this will be the only time I will be this Joshua in this lifetime. Maybe there will be another Joshua out there who's in a different universe doing a lot of different other things. But that's that person, not me. Okay? This person is doing what I can handle in my life right now. I'm all out of tobacco, what I did have at least. And that's what we do here, guys. Well, I'm now down to my last hour, guys. So I'm now on my last hour for readings for today. How's everybody doing? Let's just chit chat for a while until we have somebody come in here. If you're out there and you're watching and you'd like to have a reading, just let me know. We'll get to you as soon as I have no one else in line right now, so we're free and clear. So if you would like that, just let me know. I want to tell you a little bit about me that I think you guys would like to know. When I was a young boy, that special dream that I had, that dream that kind of defined who I wanted to be as a person. When I had that dream, I didn't always believe that could come to pass. A lot of the things that I thought would happen a certain way didn't work out exactly the way I saw in the vision. But those things did still happen. I still was able to do everything along those paths, but because I already knew the future that was coming, me making the choice in the moment to fulfill that destiny, to become that person I wanted to be, I had to go through all the stuff that I went through. I had to go through that abuse of being a baby, when I was having that abuse by a babysitter. I had to be grown up the way I went. I had to go through all of the things in my own issues, my own problems. I had to get through all of my own upheavals, all the things that I had to overcome. I had to learn how to learn to live a more positive life, to live a better life that was more conducive for me. The best day of my life was when I was sitting basically right here. The only difference is I had a different thing over here. I had a cat tower over here, okay? The kitty cat that I used to have before I had Mr. Lucifer there, her name was Ariane Road, and she was my daughter in all ways that matter in life. Now, whether or not you consider your pet your daughter or son, and you think that's kind of crazy, well, that's me, and you do what you do, I do me. But she was just sitting up there, and it was a nice sunny day. I had the window open. And she just kind of looked up at me mute. And she put herself on her back and put her belly up, and she was kind of like asking for that belly rub, right? And I was starting to rub her belly and thinking to myself, God, I wish I could be as happy like that. That I could be a cute kitty cat basking in the sun with her belly rubbed, enjoying the brilliantness and the joy that this person was showing me. That literally changed my life. I said to myself, well, why am I not doing that? Why do I keep serving these old bad patterns over and over and over and over again? You know, that are allowing me not to move forward in a different direction. I kept reliving the same old bad patterns over again because I couldn't realize that the thing that was getting in the way the most was me. And that's important for us all to realize. Most of the time, it's ourselves that get in the way, that keeps us from fulfilling the thing we want the most. And it's because we let these things define who we are. We let our anxieties define who we are. We let our depressions define us who we are. We let our mistakes define us who we are. We let our parents and the people and friends and people who come into our life define us who we are. They're not the ones living your life. You are the one living your life. Up to a certain point, yes, your parents have to take care of you and get you ready for the world. Okay, in that part of your life, that's what that's designed for. That's called growing up. But once you become adult in this world, once you are able to make choices and decisions for yourselves, even saying no to your mom and dad when you're little is still a choice you're making. Think about it. You start making choices at a very early age. What you will listen to, what you won't listen to, what your environment is giving you to learn the lessons of. Do you like this environment? Don't you like this environment? It's all about that experience. And making a better conducive choice for yourself is what is going to help you live a better life. That's my little piece of advice for you guys out there in the whole internet world. I hope you take that with you and it helps you. I haven't lived a perfect life. I've been on food stamps most of my life. I have learning disabilities that keep me from doing certain kind of jobs. I have chronic medical issues and pain issues that keep me from doing some of the things I really want to do, even things around my own house. You know, when I come here for 3 hours a day and do this, I spend a lot of energy to do that, but I'm not spending so much energy I still can't go live my life either. Then I go take a nice couple hour or two break and I get into go watching some stuff on TV or I get into doing something like that. Today I'm really excited for 7 o'clock tonight because it is the series finale of The Flash and I've been looking forward to it. I hope they don't screw this one up like they did a couple of the other ones so far. You know, when I heard that CW is going to start ending all of these shows that I love, and that's just me being a consumer being like, come on, man, I was really getting into these things. And then some of them are being ended or were done during the outbreak. So of course we didn't get the greatest product out there in the world because they had to obey certain laws and rules. But still, I feel like if you're, if the the show that I want to see the most is going to be one that's going to keep me engaged and allow me to give into that story. Even like with the Flash right now, he's on the premises of self-fulfilling his own prophecy. At the very beginning of the Flash, if you've ever watched the Flash, at least on the CW, the first prophecy he ever saw was that the Flash disappears during times of crisis. Well, because he learned that feature, a lot of different things happened in his life that wouldn't have happened because he would have made different choices should he not have known that. The moment you know about this, and the moment you are done with your reading, the moment you are done getting a reading from me, that's when your true journey begins because that's when you start making the choices and decisions that are going to be conducive to you, whether you listen to me or don't listen to me today, whether you take my advice to heart or don't take my advice to heart. It's definitely going to be one that's going to serve you the best because that's what you want to have happen. You're taking that advice and now you've got to go back and think about how this affects me in my life. And I've always wanted to help people since I was a little boy in some way, shape, or form. I've always been a man of service, whether it's been customer service or doing this or being a priest of some kind. I almost became a ordained priest through the Christian faith at one point, but then I kind of got disillusioned with that for myself. That wasn't the path I felt that I wanted to take for me, because I there were certain things that I did not like about the way the Bible was teaching, or actually, it wasn't the Bible; it was the people who were in charge of those thoughts and feelings that I didn't agree with. I believe in Jesus, and I believe the story of Jesus is important. I think that everything that Jesus represents is good. It's what they've done to that story and how they've made it into what it is now that I don't agree with all the time. I'm a Wiccan. I believe in two gods, not just one God. So I believe in a mother and a father. You think you get it bad with one deity? When you got parents who are constantly telling you, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, or being a support more than anything. They're not really there to tell me what I'm doing wrong. They're my support system. They're there to help me through my journey. They're not trying to help me make bad or good decisions. They're just trying to give me as much information as possible so I make a better choice. Oh, hang on. There we go. It's been a busy couple of days coming up. Retrograde just ended, so everyone's waking up. You know, even things in my own faith I have to question sometimes. But that's because I'm always been a questioning person. Even though I believe in it with all my heart, I still have a healthy skepticism of even my own shit. Because if I don't keep myself in check, then I get a big ego, and then I start thinking all that shit and all that wonderful stuff that and giant ego gets in the way of me doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I edge out God, like ego, ego, edge out God. You know, and I don't want to do that. I want to include God in my journey. I'm glad I have multiple points of support in my life. My most brilliant one is my wife. She's the biggest support I have in my life. She's been with me for 18 years and has loved me unconditionally every day since the day she came and decided she wanted me to be a part of her journey. You and we had a lot of things to overcome in our own faith, our own religions, and from our past that we had to learn to overcome. We had to learn how to believe that the thing that was happening to us was good, and it was good to be true. It wasn't, that old phrase, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Well, sometimes good to be true is good to be true. And the more you give into it and believe that it is that, that's what it is. Now, I'm not talking to you about sending the Nigerian prince the money in somewhere, okay? That he'll give you all this money back. Okay, if you fall for stuff like that, you deserve it. But there are a lot of people who are getting very clever out there, and I'm not one of those people who are trying to scam you out of your money. I want you to get value here. And when you have the ability, if you wanted to give me something as a donation, great. But the donation you're truly giving me is your time. You're giving me your energy. You're giving me this opportunity to help you live a life that's happier. If I've changed one person's life doing this, if I've only changed one person's life doing this, then I have lived a life worth living. If I have made that life better than it was before, I succeeded in this life. You know? And if I haven't helped them and they decided to ignore my advice and do their own thing, I still succeeded. Because at that point, they finally took the reins by their own horns and did what was right for them, not because of some silly tarot reader. You know, I do not. This is not a game to me. This is not for entertainment purposes, as like some people like to say. I do this because I feel like this is what I can add into this universe, and to find your purpose in life, to find out what you're truly here to be able to do. Oh, this necklace, it represents two different faiths. When me and my wife first got together, I was a Wiccan and she was a Druid. So the pentacle is the symbol of the Wicca faith. It is a symbol of protection. It represents earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. The three little curly cues in the center represent life, death, and rebirth through the Druid faith. We found something that looked like it would be both to represent both of us. As you can see, my ring matches my necklace. We both had them made for are for not only to represent our marriage as coming together, but and being a part of that team that we wanted to be, but incorporating our faith, our beliefs into that, and saying to ourselves, we are going to be a team. We're going to be Team Magical Freedom, as I like to say, right, baby? So, the pentacle or the star, like you see right here, this is called a pentagram. Yeah. So if you look here really closely here, you see the pentagram with the triskele or triquetra. Triquetra, no, triquetra is the other one. It's triskele. So you know, but I believe a lot of people who are in the Wicca faith don't include that spirit as part of that thing. They always say it's only the earth, air, and fire are the elements. No, spirit is an element too. We don't realize that spirit is here to help us as well. That's why I can do readings. If it wasn't for spirit helping me doing this, I wouldn't be able to do this. I count on my guides to help me guide you to the right place. When I hear the little phone opens up in my head and I hear the voices of what the gods want me to tell you today, I'm just the receiver and just telling you on the phone. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. Okay. So all those intuitions just come out naturally for me, and I don't try to make it happen or be it. I tell you what instantly comes into my head. I don't overthink it. I don't try to overanalyze it. I just tell you what I feel is coming into me at that moment. That's how I trust my intuitions so much that I believe in them so much that I know that I'm going to be able to come here and give a good, conducive reading for people. So, yeah, we have these rings were these rings were specially cast only once for us, and then the mold was broken, so that specific ring can never be created ever again. All right, Dred, since you have joined the queue, you are first in line here. Welcome on in. What kind of a reading would you like today? Would you like a past, present, future reading, or would you like the journey reading? If you don't know what that is, I can explain that to you. Thank you. We liked it too. And instead of going getting a future reading, please, would you like that information in more answers or just a simple answer like a past, present, future reading? So I'll let you know what's going on kind of like within the last couple days. Present will be right now, and then future will be what's coming for you. We can do that. And I also draw you another card, which I call my destiny card, which kind of tells you what the whole situation is about. Or I can give you what is called my journey layout, which gives you the most answers. But I take you on a journey where you do have to make some choices and decisions. Okay, so we're going to do that for you. So here's what what I need you to do. I need you to pick a number 1 through 10 of how many times I'm going to shuffle my deck for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and I really want you to think about what you want to know when you pick this number, and pick that number and let me know. And I count out that many cards, and that's where your answer is in my deck. One moment while I count that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And the 32nd card is your reading. Past, present, future, destiny, and I do also offer a qualifying card on your future after the reading, should you wish it. But let's get to this part first, and then we'll get to that last. So, what's been kind of going on recently that's been kind of going on in your past? You have my anger card. So, my anger card, people think that anger is always a negative emotion. We have to let some of these things that have happened to us in our lives, we have to allow them to come out. Just like all the stages of grief, we have to go through certain points in our life where we allow these things to not guide us and rule us anymore. So maybe there's been something that you've kind of been angry. We can even be angry at ourselves. We don't always have to be angry at the world. We can be angry at some of the things we aren't doing right for ourselves. And we know we're not doing those things right. The only way for us to change is to break up that plate that we have put all this brilliant, wonderful stock in. So think of it like this. I want you to go find an ugly old plate today, and I want you to write down on it at least 5 things that you are angry about. And then I want you to go take your nice little hammer and smash it to smithereens until it is nothing left of it. Or smash it on the ground, get rid of it in some way, shape, or form. But I want you to let this energy out because I'm kind of feeling that you need to let this thing go in order for you to make a better future coming for you forward. Because what's going on presently is kind of that key. You have my Larimar's Door card. My Larimar's Door is about one thing. It's about realizing one thing. Even a gilded cage, even a pretty cage that feels comfortable, safe, and warm is still a place you can feel trapped in. Even the place you don't want to be in anymore, you have always had the key in your pocket. It is time to unlock that door, walk outside of the cage that you've been putting yourself in all of this time, turn around, relock the cage, and then throw that key back into the center of that cage so you can never crawl back to that spot ever again and start making better choices. You have to start embracing your freedom again and allowing yourself the freedom to make mistakes, the freedom to learn, the freedom to grow. Do you realize that you have the right and responsibility right now to go make any choice and decision you want? That you can just right now make the decision that you no longer want to do this thing that's causing you all this harm anymore, that you have to start going and moving. That's the perfect reason why you're getting this card right there is what you just said there, okay? Because you had to embrace that freedom. Now you get to go chase the dream that you want. You have that freedom and ability to be able to go make those choices for good or for bad. Now you have that ability to make that free choice again. So start making those positive choices that you want to happen now. Don't put yourself back in the same ugly old cage again and allow yourself to start living every day as if it was just going to be the best day ever, as if it was going to be your last day ever, as if today was the day that you would finally find the peace you were looking for. Because if you can do that, you will find your freedom. Then we have what's coming for you in your future. And I think this will kind of speak to you a lot, just like all my cards do, but you have my heat card. This is what you need to start doing with your future. You have to realize that you are the lava in this picture, that you can carve your own path. You are one of the most determined people in the world because anything that stands in your way will get molded down because the hot molten lava will not allow it to not be out of its way. So it is time for you to start increasing those passions. What drives you? What are you passionate about? What keeps you moving forward? What keeps you excited every day? What is the thing you want to put your energy back into? Remember, when a volcano erupts, it expends all of this energy and it rolls forward, going to a place until it meets something of resistance. Either it stops because the flow of lava has stopped, or you have met that water where it cannot move any more forward. So you get to be the one in control of your path. It's time to start taking better control of your path and realizing that you have to start forging your own future for yourself, not for others. All the things that are standing in your way are all that doubt, all that fear, all those things that you keep hanging up on that are keeping you from accomplishing the things you really want to do with your life. That's what you have to destroy in order for new growth to come behind it. Because what is your destiny card telling you? That you are the resilient flower. I want you to think of yourself like a resilient dandelion. Those things can go pretty much anywhere. Let me tell you, they will find the smallest amount of dirt and they will grow in it. They will find the smallest piece of fertilizer and grow in it. They do this because they have the ability to plant themselves anywhere and grow. They can grow through the cracks. They can grow through the little nooks and crannies. They can find a way to sprout wherever they want to sprout. But what you have to realize is that once you become this beautiful flower that is being presented to this world, people are going to start taking notice of that. And they're going to stop and go, how do I smell this person and how do they affect me in my life right now? Are you the beautiful flower that people want to stop by and take a whiff of? Or are you going to be kind of like a dandelion that it might not smell as sweet, but you know what? It's full of a lot of nutritional value and it can give you a lot of good vitamin C if you get them at the right time of year. So, and remember, eventually those do go to seed, and you have to allow yourself that freedom to allow those things that which you want to put back into the world to go to the four corners of the wind and allow them to grow where they're going to grow. So I kind of feel like what's coming for you that you just told me you quit your job after 12 years. Maybe it's time to go get the job you always wanted for a change. Maybe it's time to start following those dreams again, making those things that you always wanted to happen become a reality. Instead of living everybody else's dream, maybe it's time to start living your own. All right, Dread, if you would like, one moment. If you would like a qualifying card on your future card, that's the heat card. I can draw you an extra card on top of that to give you a little bit more answers with that. If your reading is good, say thank you. We will move on. If you would like that extra card, just say extra card, and I will give you that. Extra card, I'm going to take that as meaning. Yep, yep, that makes sense. So, what do you need to start to do? Yeah, I realize that's what you were saying. You have my easy path card. Now, what is the easy path? The easy path is one where you're not trying to overcome adversity all the time. The hard path is one of overcoming adversity, getting to your goal as quickly as possible. You spend so much energy doing this, sometimes you feel like you kind of die at the end and you don't keep continuing the dream because you don't have energy left to keep continuing moving forward. So you have to take a break until you recoup that energy. The easy path, however, is a one step at a time approach. So start living every day as if it is this one day, one step at a time. Make small goals. You're not going to get to your main goal very, very quickly, but you're going to take better, more constructive steps. These steps are going to lead you towards the thing you really want to happen. So start taking smaller steps and start taking a path that's of least resistance now. Start walking a path where it's going to feel comfortable and safe. Stop trying to fight through everything and get to it to feel like you've earned it today. You have already done all that you can to earn it. Now you need to sit back, relax, and enjoy what you have learned to be a part of your journey, not the thing that's driving you towards that. So that's what the easy path is all about. It's about you opening yourself up to a path that's a lot more one step at a time approach to living. And that's kind of what you need to do with this heat, this all this power that you've got coming out of you. Because even though you're that lava flow that's going to come out nice, hot, and heavy and have all those passions, you still have to kind of temper it a little bit with taking it one step at a time, one small piece of land at a time. That lava doesn't move very quickly, but it does get to where it needs to go in the end. That is your reading today, Dread. Remember, guys, the best way for you guys to be able to show me any kind of love is to go give me a review on my Facebook channel. Go to my Linktree site, show any of my the love to any of my social sites. Give me a like, a subscribe. Give me a here's how I did today. That's the best way you can show me love. If you have the wherefore and you're not spending your last dollar on me because I don't want it, you can donate to me if you want. You can find all of that information on my Linktree if you should wish to do that. But I'm here to help you find the best possible path for you. I'm not trying to be a millionaire here. Okay, that's why I don't say it's $25 for a reading. Okay, that's why I allow you to donate what you feel I deserve to have. If you can't afford to do that, it's okay. There are lots of other ways you can show me love out there. Okay, so don't worry about that. I'm just glad I came here and I can help you today. And thank you for the follow. See, there you go. That's one way of saying thank you for the reading today. She gave me a much needed follow. I'm almost to 200, and I'm almost to all of the watch hours need to become affiliate. All I need is the last little bit of those watch hours to become affiliate, and then I will have reached that goal. But every time I get another follow, it's one more step closer to that partner too. That is my goal somewhere in the future. But right now, I'm just working on becoming affiliate, so I can have more things I can do here. So I can have some more things that I can offer you guys here. Those special little things that will help make not only your day better, but my day better. Oh, but remember this, just have the best day ever. Live every day as if it was your best day ever, and it will be. That you have all of the choices to make. That this choose your own adventure game that you are on right now, this board of life that you are playing, remember, you get to choose which one you get to take today. Is it A, B, C, or D, or are you closing the book and putting it down for a while until you can make better choices and decisions? Remember, even no choice is a choice. But above all else, be free, be you, and do what's best and right for your life. Include those along the way you want to add into that journey. Yes, we all want to do that as well. But until you can be okay with self and you can do it, all the stuff that what you need for you, and you remember when another person comes into the equation, you have to understand that they have their own things that they're working on too. So just be patient with people and allow them to share themselves as much as they can share. The more information you have, the better choices and decisions you can make in this. The more you communicating. You too, as well. Thank you very much for stopping by. Have a great rest of the day. I truly appreciate you being here today. I am going to start to open up a little bit of my. Um, if you're on Facebook and you're on YouTube, you won't be able to join me for this. But if you're on Twitch and or on any of my Twitch stream, I'm going to be doing what I call rating out soon, which allows me to go show some love to somebody else out there in the world who could use a little bit of support themselves. So I'm currently just getting ready to go do that. We got about a couple more times here, a little bit longer, but I'm going to start considering who I'm going to start rating out to. So if you don't see me in the chat for a little bit responding to you, I will get back to you in just a second. Okay, guys? I always rate her. I need to find somebody else to give some love to. Oops. Echo, 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 echo. Got any suggestions for me today? Ah, there you see. I was just about ready to look up and ask you for that very advice you just gave me. Yeah, but why aren't they showing up on my list if they're on right now? So I thought I already um did a part of that. I went and okay, well we'll go give him a raid today later. Thank you for the suggestion there very much. Appreciate that. All right. I'm going to call this my last call is if there's anybody else out there right now that would like a reading, please let me know right now because I am going to do one more reading and then I think I'm going to start winding it down, rolling the credits, and start to get my butt out of here to raid for the rest of the day because I'm starting to notice I need some breakfast or something. So, and I got to go take care of myself too. So, we will give it 5 more minutes and then we will be able to. Okay, I'll check back with you, and after I have that small something to eat, probably gonna make something to eat today. I don't know what I'm gonna make, honestly. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd like to catch up with you anyway, Jess. So I'll meet you back on Discord after stream. Like I said, I'm thinking that maybe this is all I really need to do today. I'm kind of feeling like the energy's kind of leaving me a little bit here. And Usually, when I feel like that's something, it's time for me to say goodbye. So, guys, I really want to say thank you on behalf of me, Joshua, the unknown prophet, for being here. I am here every day from 7 to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I do this on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube up until the 31st of this month. And then I have to decide whether or not I want to put more money into it or not. Otherwise, I will be returning back to Twitch. So if you want to find out where I'm at from that point forward, you'll have to find out where I'm at on my Twitch. I've already got them all queued up and ready to go there. But thanks anyway, Jess. I've already got it ready. I'm just waiting to press the old ready button. So I'm just saying my goodbyes and saying I hope everyone has a brilliant rest of the day. Please go be kind to one another. Go be nice. Go live a life full of wonder and hope and joy. May today be your best day ever. I truly want to say thank you for being here. Have a great rest of the day. It's time to roll the credits, as I like to say, and say goodbye for today. See you later. Bye-bye.
The second story is the husband and wife who passed divorce, and the ex-husband, or some of the ex-husband, burned down the house. And unfortunately, it's the story you know, the mother being killed. If it's the mother that is caught. Are you two together? That's incredible. That was incredible.